Well, let me ask you this, Jesse. I listened to your interview with Andrew Yang, and of course, part of launching the
Yep.
Forward Party, and they're very interested in some democracy reforms that I support, things like ranked choice voting, for example, that I think would be very beneficial and would help to make third party candidates more viable and give the voters more choices. If you were to run for president, because you're kind of exploring that idea with him, what would the core of your platform or campaign be? Because outside of the democracy reform stuff, the Forward Party seems to be kind of a blank slate in terms of a political platform.
Well, the core of mine will be the same core it was that when I ran for governor. And you know what that is?
Tell me.
What you see is what you get. I tell it like it is. I tell the truth. And here's the core. I accepted no PAC money or no special interest money when I ran for governor. Whoop, I almost said president. When I ran for governor, my first day in office, well, I'll tell you this. Do you know how much money I raised to become governor of Minnesota?
300,000.
Got it. You did your homework. And congratulations. And I only raised $300,000 in $50 increments. A few years ago, I said I wanted to run with Howard Stern. And everybody said, what's wrong with him? Is he crazy? No, I'm not crazy, and I'll tell you why. Howard Stern would keep my integrity. If I had Howard Stern as a running mate, how much money could Howard make in $50 donations? A lot. Well, $50 ain't going to get you in the door. You follow me? $50 ain't going to get you an audience with the governor or the president. Right. So if I have a mechanism like Stern who could raise me 20 to 40 million bucks in $50 increments where I don't take any special interest money, no PAC money, and then the public of America knows Jesse Ventura is owned by nobody but himself. And I also am not owned by a political party.
So what happened with the Green Party in 2020, Jesse? Because I know you were considering running and you sent a letter.
They're a mess.
So explain the backstory.
Number one, they don't want to win. Plain and they want to make a statement and they want to be recognized, but they don't truly want to win. What happened was I was looking for somebody who had ballot access. Right. I can't run unless I get ballot access. You've got to have ballot access. Then you've got to be in the debates. Get me ballot access. I'll get in the debates. I'll shame them. I get press. And they're going to be cowards for me. They're going to chicken out. You're going to elect one of these cowards who won't even face me in a debate? Well, anyway, that aside, if ballot access is what I need, that's all I need. And when I went to the Green Party, they had it. But they also had a candidate named Howie Hawkins, and the Green Party was split. Now, they expected me to fix a already fractured party in a matter of a month and a half, and then take on the Democrats and Republicans at the same time. Not even Jesse Ventura can do that. And I knew that. I thought, I can't join a fractured party. And then, did you hear about the poll? When I was tantalizing with the Green Party, Fox News put a poll out with Trump, Biden, and Ventura. I got 18%.
Wow.
Not even running. Now, you'd think that would inspire the Green Party to go, whoa, we have a candidate here that's getting 18% on Fox News and he hasn't even announced.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was polling at the Labor Day when I won governor 7 weeks before the election? 10%.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was allowed in the debates and I won the election. If the Greens would have supported me and I would have gotten the debates, I'm not saying I would win, but I would say I'd be a factor.
What do you think are the biggest barriers for third-party candidates
The
to be
two
able to run and win?
parties, the two parties are the biggest barriers. They don't want a third entity.
Of course. Yeah. So how do you deal with that?
Krystal, let me tell you this. If you elect me president, I guarantee you within 3 years, the Democrats and Republicans will be back in bed together.
They united against
You know how I
Barone.
know that? That's what happened in Minnesota. See,
Yeah.
here's what happened in Minnesota. I had a Republican House and a Democratic Senate. Well, for 3 years, whoever I sided with generally prevailed. If I sided with the Democrats in the Senate, they prevailed. If I sided with the Republicans in the House, they prevailed till year number 3. Year number 3, they got in bed together. They rejected my budget. They together put forward a budget that was not fiscally responsible. I vetoed it twice, which was all I could do. They overrode my veto. I would have had to live and operate under their budget now, my second term. I fooled them. I didn't run. So they were now stuck with this budget that was fiscally irresponsible. And guess what happened? I left office. The next governor came in and faced, I think it was a $4 or $5 billion deficit because of what the two parties did trying to get me, and I outsmarted them. I didn't run. And they were left holding the bag and left holding what they did themselves at the expense of the Minnesota people to try to get me. And that's how it works. That's the cutthroat that goes on in politics. Believe me, wrestling is a clean industry compared to politics.
Jesse, you were in favor of gay rights before it was popular. You were in favor of marijuana before it was popular.
Yep.
You have an interesting heterodox mix of views because, like you said about your tenure as governor, you reformed property taxes. You gave everybody a check, which was part of a sales tax rebate. You built the Metro Blue Line light rail. You cut income taxes for working people. You increased education funding. What would you say is the best label that describes your politics, given that you sort of have a mix of views?
It's very simple, really. I'm fiscally conservative and I'm socially liberal, which means you can't fit in either party. I believe in less government. I think government's in far more places they don't belong. Like one of the things, why do we have a federal Department of Education? I think that should be left to the states. And if the states like Mississippi fall behind, well, that's their dumb fault. You know?
Would you
Why
say
do we have a federal Department of Education?
Would you say you support stuff like universal health care, though, for example?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I support, this country is so rich. Every citizen should have the ability to go see a doctor if they're sick. End of story. That's the end of it, right there. Anybody should have the ability to go in and see a doctor if you're ill. Absolutely, I support that. See, what I support is this. People fail to realize you can't be all socialist and you can't be all capitalist. We've seen examples. All capitalism, Wall Street, remember when it fell a couple decades ago? We turned Wall Street loose and it just self-destructed. The cheating and the stealing and everything that went on. Okay, that shows you can't have pure capitalism. You got to check it. Okay, socialism. The Soviet Union was socialist. They collapsed. They couldn't make it. What you need is a combination of both. You come with some socialist policy, capitalist policy, and you try to determine what the best equation is for both, because if both are working properly, it lifts everyone up.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.